Yanda Vinaka, Bula Vinaka, welcome back to breakfast. Certainly hope your morning is coming along just fine, especially when we're at the last day of the month of June. June is done and dusted. Don't bring anything back. Let's just move forward from here onwards, okay? Top of the morning to our friends from right around the country. Now, we were telling you, Ithea and I, when we started the show, telling you about Princess R. Lakshman and the fact that she was, 2 months ago, she was here talking to us about Bula Vakasaama, the initiative, of course, that she's come up with, and she's back in studio this morning, and I'm so very happy to welcome her. Good morning, Princess.
Good morning, Yandra Vinaka, to you, my dear sis.
It's so good to have you back into the country, especially back here on breakfast.
Thank you. Always good to be home and amazing to be back here. Thank you, Mavis.
All right. Well, the last time that we spoke a little bit about the initiative and what you'd come up with, and of course for many you probably have just said, okay, this is the first time seeing a Princess Lakshman this morning. Just tell us a little bit about where we left off the last time we spoke about Bula Vakasaama.
Bula Vakasaama is very close to me, as I mentioned the last time when I was here. It's a mental health awareness and mind wellness place where people can come and release themselves in terms of talking their story out. Everything starts with a story. Your story, my story, everyone has a story, but not every time does a person's story get heard and given validation and given that acknowledgement. So Bula Vakasaama has been my initiative to bring that kind of holistic mental health awareness and strategies based workshops, which this time in my trip I'm now bringing to Fiji. So when I left here in February and went back, it was a way for me to kind of reach out to the right people, get the right people on board. I still have a lot of work to do to get the big guys involved, who can help move this forward. But I do have a lot of people, grassroots, my friends and new friends that I've made, psychology students who have come on board, counselling students, and we're all doing this together as a collaboration. So of course, after going from here, I started taking clients on the phone. So I've been on Viber with a lot of Itoke population, a lot of Indo-Fijian population. Every Friday is dedicated to Bula Vakasaama counseling, and it's all free. Anything Bula Vakasaama does is free. There is not even $1, not even a cent involved. So if anyone contacts you and says, we're from Bula Vakasaama, we want money, that it's not Bula Vakasaama. And my Viber number is everywhere, so please only contact me, and it's always free.
Awesome. Now, Princess, you live in Sydney. Well, those calls were coming in from, especially from the Itoke communities in Sydney, or the other parts of Australia as well that actually have heard about it.
So these calls, the counseling calls, are coming from our people here in Fiji, because these services, my service to you, my Fiji people, in terms of mental health counseling, life coaching, clinical nutrition, and writing therapy, journaling therapy, all of that is done between you and I on the phone, on the Viber call, and it's completely free, and it's only for people of Fiji. Living in Fiji.
Okay.
Because people of Fiji living elsewhere have those services available and can afford to pay. It's our people here who are struggling with their mental health, and primarily the lack of funds in their lives, the lack of money, lack of resources, that can really contribute to mental health decline. So I'd like to bridge that gap.
Awesome. Now, Princess, you this time around when you're actually here, you've got places that you've got set up for workshops. Tell us a little bit about that. I know you're very excited.
I am.
From the get-go, this is already, it looked good from the start. But of course, you're beginning work straight away today.
Yes. I landed yesterday, and I'm going straight after this to start the first ever Bula Vakasaama workshop. We're going to have it in Suva for 2 days. So the first session is 10 till 1, and then 2 till 5 next group, repeated session, and then tomorrow again, and then I've got in Nosori next week, one in Pacific Harbour. Shall I give the dates? Is that okay?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. So today the 30th being one, all fully booked. Tomorrow the 1st, and then Nosori is on the 6th, Pacific Harbour on the 9th, Singatoka on the 11th, Nandi on the 14th, and Lautoka too just got confirmed for the 17th. So yay!
And the 18th she goes.
Yeah, and the 18th I fly back. And just to let you know, Mavis, between now and then, if it's not a workshop, then it's one-on-one clients that I'm taking. So there's still time. If you want to contact me, Viber number, I'll give it to you at the end, I guess. And you can still book in for a one-on-one counseling, whether it's on the phone or if you're whichever town I'm in, I can meet you face to face and we can have face-to-face counseling sessions. Everything free, like I said.
Awesome, awesome. Now I know that Princess, this is something. It's not an easy issue as well. I mean, we're talking about some things that are very deep, some stories that are very deep, some stories that you know, for such a long time, some stories that have begun from childhood.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And I know that the guarantee is there that the story, when it's told, is safe. And a lot of people are looking for safe spaces.
Yes. Yes. And that's a value that I hold in my life as well. Trust. You know, trust and safety, because that was violated for me when I was young. And I know most stories revolve around trust that gets violated when you are either a child or an adolescent, or even later in life, you know. But as soon as that trust and safety, as soon as that gets violated, your mental health gets affected. Nothing makes sense anymore. You feel alone, you feel isolated, you feel like you don't belong here. And my service is to nurture the little girl inside of me who felt that violation. And for me to nurture that, the only way I can is to reach out to anyone else who may be feeling that. And when I was little, I didn't get that help. I didn't get anyone saying to me that my story mattered, or that I needed to be heard, or to give me that safe space to just hold space for me. Nobody held space for me, so I could express myself. You don't need to agree with what I'm expressing. You just need to hold that space for what I'm trying to say, you know, in terms of my story, because every single person's story makes their life, you know. So Bula Vakasaama sessions with me, the value is to nurture that, to trust it, to keep it confidential, to keep it safe, and to keep it, for me, I'm a practicing Muslim, I keep everything sacred as well. That's a huge value between me and God. Yeah.
Awesome. Wow. Well, stay with us. We've got more to come, of course, after the break. But of course, we also include Joseph, Joseph is, you know, here in Fiji looking after.
Yes, Joseph Snodgrass. I can't wait for you guys to meet him. He is my one-man machine. Awesome. I would call him easily my chief operational officer of Bula Vakasaama, Fiji, if I had to give him the title, but I usually just call him Angel Joseph.
Okay, well, we'll talk to Angel Joseph and, of course, Princess straight after this. Don't go away. Top of the morning and welcome back to breakfast. Here on the set we've got Princess R. Lakshman as well as Joseph Snodgrass, and I'm really happy that they're here this morning talking about the initiative that of course Princess started, Bula Vakasaama, and the fact that it is around mental health. And you know, Joseph, welcome to the show. And thank you for coming this morning. I know you guys have got some great energy on the show this morning. Joseph, maybe I want to start off with ask you, like, how did you meet Princess? And from there on, like, you caught onto her vision, and now you know, basically running it here in Fiji for her. But, like, you know, where did you meet, and how did this take its great effect on you?
Well, interestingly, it was through this show that I actually discovered Princess Lakshman. So I had been following all her postings, and then I eventually did see her posting for a workshop here in Fiji. So I reached out to her and mentioned to her that I was a counseling student.
Awesome.
And that I'd like to help her if she needed any help here in Fiji. So I was offering up my time just to volunteer. And in the true spirit of volunteerism, I reached out to her and helped and asked if she needed help.
Oh, this is a blessing indeed.
It is, yeah.
Now, I know you guys, this is something that you've been doing for such a long time, Princess, but how important is it that when you hear a story, I mean, for counseling, because there are different situations, but just tell me a little bit about your experience in that.
So with counseling, so I technically just finished last semester, very fresh in the field, and I'm actually grateful that this connection also is in a way helping me get started in my career as a counselor. Counseling here in Fiji isn't so, I mean, because of our cultural barriers, there's so many other barriers that we're trying to break through. I guess we can say it's not a new thing here in Fiji, counseling. We've always had it right from before, in terms of church, even the Vanua. And I guess this is the more, here in Fiji, we tend to always just think about our physical health, but we never ever think of our mental wellness, our mental health. And that's one very important issue, and I'm thankful to Princess Lakshman for offering these services for free in Fiji.
You're welcome. I'm so glad that Joseph is mentioning cultural and social barriers. That's one of the things that I address in the workshops in this time round. Anxiety management strategies, clinical nutrition for brain health and mind wellness, discussion on social and cultural barriers around and stigma around mental health awareness and mental health discussions, and just self-care strategies on a daily basis, because when there's a decline in self-care is when you start feeling the psychosomatic effects on your body as well, and within your relationships. So it's very important that these workshops get mentioned and people attend, and we're so blessed that we're fully booked actually. So there's definitely we had to introduce 2 extra sessions and possibly a third one. So it's such a blessing to see that, encouragement.
Isn't that wonderful to note? I mean, you didn't realize that, okay, for the longest time that you're going to be here, that it's going to be fully booked, but doesn't that say how much, people have gone through so much? And there needs to be an outlet. People need to speak up, and most times we probably don't take in account the fact that self-care, that's important, and that's one of the things that you're going to be sharing about.
Yes, self-care is important, like there's nothing else more important than self-care, because how you talk to yourself about yourself, that's self-care. A lot of times we look in the mirror and we start criticizing right from the morning reflection in the mirror. Oh, my nose is not right, I'm fat, or I'm this, my hair's not right, all of these negative comments. So how we talk to ourselves about ourselves, whether it's with kindness or not. And self-care starts from that. It starts from your thoughts, good words about yourself, to yourself, good deeds that you can do for yourself, and then good food that you consume, good beverage, and everything holistically then gives you that physical form that is illuminated for you to then share your light with others. But if you're not lit up from the inside, and I'm not just talking about false positivity here, I'm talking about being real with yourself. And we were talking about that pit earlier on. You said to me, when you go in the pit sometimes in your life and you just want to get out of the pit, but when you take a moment to just acknowledge that pit, it really does bring you to the awareness that yes, I'm in a dark space. As soon as the awareness of the darkness of the space is there, immediately there's a light switch. So you're illuminated already just with that acceptance and the awareness.
Oh, Princess Lakshman, I'm so happy that this has come back right about now, and that not only that, there are a lot of other people that's realizing this, and the fact that when you realize it, that's already the light. Just realizing that there is a problem. Okay, now whatever else that you've got in terms of just prepping people for the workshops that's happening.
Yes, so workshop openings are still there for no sorry ones. If you're missing out on the Suva ones, the Suva session that's still available is Saturday afternoon session 2 p.m. Send me a text on Viber. Nosori session is still open, and of course Pacific Harbour, Singatoka, Nandi and Lautoka still available. Lots of seats available, so please text me. Okay. But yeah, and if you like reading the Fiji Times, I've got a column, Bula Vakasaama column, every fortnight. This Sunday there's going to be a column about marriage, so please
nice.
Read up on that, harmony in marriage, and I've got a Facebook page, Bula Vakasaama, and yeah, Bula Vakasaama logo. Joseph is very kindly wearing that, and a beautiful saying that I'd like to share with everyone that I've written is, you are not your experience, you are the force that overcomes them.
Ooh. Powerful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so very happy. Okay, now, so for your Nosori one, is there a particular location, or do people need to get in touch with you?
For the Nosori location, it's actually at the INC Church.
Okay.
On that note, I'd like to thank Pastor Mala for offering the space at INC Church. This is just behind Tambaraki Bakery.
Ah, okay, all right. Well, you're on social media as well. People want to get in touch with you?
Yes, Facebook page for Bula Vakasaama, and my Viber contact number is +61 45 19777786.
Awesome, and we'll put that up for you. But guys, thank you so much, Joseph. Thank you very much, Princess Lakshman. We look forward to this, and of course I know that you've got a lot of work ahead of you, so I'm going to let you go early, but thank you very much for coming this morning and sharing with us, and we look forward, and I know that you're going to be looking forward to the many wonderful stories that you're going to receive this morning.
Thank you to all the support we're getting, and all the people who are sponsoring the venues and letting us use the venues for free.
Awesome.
Thank you. God bless you.
All right, God bless you too. Thank you. All right, stay with us. Straight after this, we've got news with Evita.